Now, should we, what should we do? I'm trying to decide if I want to put a loincloth on him or like a diaper or, I don't know, pretend like he has pants on. I think for this one, I'm going to put a loincloth on him just because, yeah, easier. All right, let's add another grid. 30, 40, yeah, about the same. We'll take this up to 3 to 4 so our points are uniform. Move it up, move it forward. Is that darker because it's the back? Yeah, I don't know. I'll just flip it around. Yeah, that's better. Put that on there. And then I think what I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to delete like the outside halves of it. I don't think I'm going to do that. Trying to decide. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Okay, proportional editing on. Let's scale it out. Let's move it back. Oop, not so much, just a little bit. Apparently, we are going to have to move his bulge back out. Let's reduce that down just a little bit so the effect is a little bit less obvious. Now, here's the problem. We can't have it dangling in mid-air, so we're going to have to just kind of rotate it like this. And I think we're going to rotate it and move it this direction. Tuk, 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 tuk. Rotate it around Z. Let's grab this line here, move it into Y a little bit. And yeah, so the idea is we've just tucked it into the leg a little bit and tried to, you know, force it to have some good YHT rules here. I probably made the geometry on this a little bit too high. I probably could have gotten away with a little bit less on it, but you know what? Here we are. This is what we got. We are going to just go with it. A little bit of sculpting. Just, oops, push that in just a little bit. Let's have a little, you know, cloth action going on here. And then, yeah, let's go back into object mode and add a solidifier modifier to this. Thicken it up just a little bit. Let's apply that. And then let's thicken this up by 2. I definitely want this to be thickened up by 2. Let's sculpt this just a little bit. Alright. I'm going to go with that. And I could fiddle with this more, but, you know, I don't want to bore you guys. Hopefully you guys get the idea. I'm going to fiddle with this a little bit off camera and move these in so it touches the leg just a little bit, or at least makes contact with the hip somewhere in there. The last thing we need to do is we need to go back out to object mode and add another cylinder. I'm going to up the, just double the vertices on there. Move it down by 1 into Z, and then scale it until it's a pedestal that they can sit on. 20 by 20 millimeters, which is 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters. You know what? I'm going to do them 24 by 24.5. So it's a 1-inch square bottomed mini. There we go. Now comes the hard part. I'm going to go through these steps. First, I'm going to save this thing. I'm going to go through these steps. But then I'm going to undo them because I'm going to be fiddling a little bit more. First though, I want to fiddle with this. Let's increase the seg. I just run a bevel around that edge, and then I'm going to take the profile and run it to 0. And what you end up with is this kind of negative or kind of looped profile, or looped, what do I call this thing? It's kind of a negative bevel is what it is. And I kind of like doing this. I don't know why. I'm kind of down with it right now. I wasn't down with it before. Did I mess that up? No, it looks fine. Nope, I messed it up somehow. Wow, I have no idea how I did that. Alright, we're going to go out. We're going to undo that. Let's go on. This is what we need to do. We need to Boolean all of these together. But we also want the poly count to be lower. So, we need to decimate and then Boolean. If you Boolean them together and then try to run the decimate modifier, what's going to happen is the high geometry, where high geometry meets high geometry but isn't quite set on correctly, it creates new geometry in between, and the decimate modifier is going to have a hard time picking that out, and the Boolean modifier is going to have a hard time putting it together. Forget about it. Much easier just to add a decimate modifier to everything you want to put together and then put it together. So the problem with that is you kind of have to be judicious with your Boolean modifier. You have to do it as much as you can to every one. Generally speaking, I like to have around 7,000 polygons in a 1-inch mini. More than that doesn't really do any good. Less than that, and more than that sometimes crashes slicers. So 7,000 is the goal. But because some of the polygons are going to be disappearing when they overlap, it's hard to judge. But the major culprit is right here in the skin. So let's attack that first. Let's take it down to a 0.1 decimation. 1/10 of the polygons are going to be in this when the decimate modifier is done with it than were when we started. So let's see what happens. And it's a very good chance that all of these things are going to Boolean together poorly because of, we got the elbows mixing into each other. So we'll see what happens when we Boolean them. 32,000, and I really can't tell the difference unless I really zoom in on it on this guy. So let's go even smaller. Let's go 0.05. Let's half that, which is actually only going to give us 16,000 some odd polygons, and we want less than that. Well, it still looks pretty good. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll fiddle with this afterwards, but remember, just push that modifier as low as you can, and then if it goes too far, bring it back up. You kind of want to find that medium point between looks good and doesn't have a lot of polygons. We really don't need many polygons to describe this thing, but let's work on the cape. On the cape, let's add a decimate modifier. And the cape only has 2,000 polygons in it. I think we'll be doing good if we take it down to half of that. Took it down to 0.35, and you know what? It's don't look bad. So we're going to go with that. Loincloth. Decimate. 0.35 as well. Yeah, looks pretty good. Belt. Decimate. Man, this has so few polygons in it. Let's just half them. I can't even tell if you half it. Let's go 0.25. Yeah, still looks good at 0.25. Okay. I'm noticing that I don't have enough room on this one, and I don't have enough room on this one. But at this point, you could grab everything, use your bool tool, or just Boolean them individually. And there aren't many. Oh, we do not want to have this guy up here, part of this selection. It's Boolean. Let's union them together and see how long this takes. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to print it out, we're going to see how it looks, and then we're going to draw from the hat. So I hope you guys are all looking forward to that. I'm going to fiddle with this a little bit more, and then when I'm done, we're going to send it over to the printer, and we'll take a look at it then. So let's go to the printer. Alright, so we are back now after the print at the Not the Workbench, the other place where I sometimes do work from, with our 3D printed model. Oh, why did I do it in white and it came out all washed out? I can't put, there we go. He looks really good. I do have a little bit of problems with my print that I'm going to need to, it looks like I can't put off replacing that fan any longer. It's time to change it up and put it in there. But I hope that this video series has shown you that doing a 3D printed mini like this is, okay, yes, it's difficult and it's time consuming. Well, it's not so difficult. It's time consuming and it's involved, without question. We used a lot of different techniques and disciplines to go from nothing to creating this, but you can create exactly what you want. And the other cool thing is, my kids pointed out, this guy is still posable. We could take him and move him into a different position if we wanted to. We could even animate him if we wanted to, but personally I'm not interested in that. But we could move him into a lot of different positions, and if you think, you know what, forget about it. I'm going to try supports, and I'm going to do overheads. This is a 1-inch mini. And you saw in the print, I tried to print one a little bit bigger, but my print problems just overtook it. It looks good. It looks great. And anybody could do this. But I am going to be doing another 3D printed mini in the future for the winner of the Stab Joe contest. So I hope you look forward to that. But next week, maybe we'll do a little something different. Maybe next week I'll replace that fan that I really need to. So thank you guys for watching. Remember Simon, who is not here right now. But at the bottom of the video, he is there to remind you to like, subscribe, share, and enjoy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope this has inspired you or somebody you know to make something cool.